नमस्कार। श्री Ramakrishna Kathamrita. तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदालतं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। श्री Ramakrishna Kathamrito प्रथम भाग तृतीय खंडो सप्तम परिच्छेद, seventh chapter, where Sri Ramakrishna is talking about the glories of God, the splendors of God. And Sri Ramakrishna's message is, don't get bogged down, don't get awed by the splendors of God. Oh, who are you to count splendors of God? Who are you to know how many are the splendors of God? Yes, you may be counting, oh, he has created this beautiful world. Yes, he has created. He has created these beautiful flowers. Yes, he has created. He has created so many things. Will you be able to keep counting those things, or you will just love Lord for the sake of love? He has God's splendors are mighty. We cannot enumerate them, we cannot count them, we cannot even think about them. Such vast is the glory and the splendor of the Lord, of the Mother. So Sri Ramakrishna says, if I love somebody, if I love spending time with somebody, I just enjoy the time. I don't bother about how many houses he has, how much rich this person is, how many servants he has. No, there is no need. I just like to spend time with him. I go and spend time with him, and the I get happiness, I get peace, I get bliss. And he had told he likes to spend time with Naren. He likes to look at Naren, so he's happy with that. He never asked. He says, even by mistake, I never asked, where is your house? Is it in the posh locality? No. What is your father doing? Is he very rich? How many brothers you have? How big is your family? What is Sri Ramakrishna says, why we have to inquire into all these details? If I just love spending time with Naren, I will spend time with him. That's it. And then Sri Ramakrishna had sung that beautiful song that Doob 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 Roop Shagore Amar Mon. Just dive deep. Don't worry what all is there, but yes, dive deep and you will definitely find that Prem Raton Dhawan, the the uh, invaluable jewel of divine love. That is all you need. You don't need to count on the riches of the God to be the riches of the Lord. No. And then he had told Shivnath that তোমাকে দেখতে ইচ্ছা করে. I like to see you. I, I always wish to see Shivnath. Why? শুদ্ধাত্মাদের না দেখলে কি নিয়ে থাকবো? And then Sri Ramakrishna says that I mean, what for I live if I don't see a pure soul like you? That is the objective of my life, to associate, to be in the company of the pure, unstained souls. And Sri Ramakrishna says, the reason for this, hmm? why this happens? শুদ্ধাত্মাদের পূর্বজন্মের বন্ধু বলে বোধ হয়ে. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, I feel that the pure souled ones are my friends, are my kinsmen, are my near and dear ones from the previous births. Not only this birth, it is not only this birth that we are meeting. The moment I see a pure soul, I get a feeling that we have been friends, we have been kinsmen, we have been related since previous incarnations, since previous births. And then a Brahmo devotee asks him a question. The moment Sri Ramakrishna spoke about previous birth and all that, past incarnations, past births, he says, একজন ব্রাহ্ম ভক্ত জিজ্ঞাসা করলেন. One Brahmo asked this question, মহাশয়, Revered sir, आपनी जन्मांतर मानेन? Do you believe in rebirth? No, Brahmas, they're all, most of them, they're all Western educated, British educated, and they don't believe in these concepts of rebirth and, you know, the transmigration of the soul. They are, no, 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 like that. And then he says, Revered sir, do you believe in rebirth? And Sri Ramakrishna answers. Now, Janmantor is Sri M has put one note here in terms of Janmantar, that is Bohuni me Vyatitani Janmani Tavacharjuna. This is the shlok from Gita, from the Bhagavad Gita, fifth shlok from the fourth adhyay that Sri M had included here just to narrate this point of rebirth, about Janmantur. Now, this is the part of a shlok that Sri Krishna has told Arjuna during their conversation, that Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacha Arjuna. Bahuni is many. Bahuni me vyatitani. Many births I have passed, you and I. We have passed in the earlier times, O Arjuna. O Arjuna, you and I have passed through many births. Now, when this devotee asked this question to Sri Ramakrishna about, do you believe in many births? So automatically, Sri M, he recollected that line from Bhagavad Gita where Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna that you and I, we have passed through many births. Why only this? And that's in the context that Sri Ramakrishna says that whenever I see a pure soul, I know that yes, we have been brothers, we have been friends since previous so many births. And then Sri Ramakrishna replies to his query, that do you believe in rebirth? Sri Ramakrishna says, Sri Ramakrishna, হ্যাঁ, আমি শুনেছি জন্মান্তর আছে. Now, Sri Ramakrishna is a very simple person. His answers are also so simple. He says, I don't know. He never claims, his answers are not that of, showing off his wisdom and knowledge, or he is a simple man. Our Thakur is such a simple man. He will never claim that I know everything. No. And then, therefore, he answers, yeah, yes, Ami Shunechi, I have heard. Hmm. What? I have heard that Jonmantar Ache. I have heard there is a rebirth. Now, such a simple answer in a simple way. That, and then further Sri Ramakrishna says that he is not, yes, there is, unless there is a topic like, can we see God? And then he forcefully says, yes, God can be seen. And then in here, he very simply, politely, he just puts, Ami Shunechi, I have heard, yes. I've heard they say that there is rebirth. And then Sri Ramakrishna tells, ঈশ্বরের ঈশ্বরের কার্য আমরা ক্ষুদ্র বুদ্ধিতে কি বুঝবো? The mighty actions of the Lord, we of the small intellect, how can we understand what all things the Lord does? So, if Lord says there is a rebirth, there is a rebirth. It is as simple as that. We must then believe. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, অনেকও বলে গেছে, তাই অবিশ্বাস করতে পারি না. Lot of people, they have said this, there is a rebirth. So when so many intelligent people, they have said there is a rebirth, When so many incarnations of God they have said there is a rebirth, Tai obishwash korte parina. So we cannot disbelieve it when they have said. And so many people have said there is. Let us believe. Hmm? And then regarding the actions of the God, what he does, I mean, we don't know what all he can do. We can never comprehend the limitless actions, the what way God acts. We can't even comprehend. So why think about it? And then Sri Ramakrishna gives this beautiful anecdote here. He says about the actions of God that we are incomprehensible to us. We can't even think about them, what kind of, and why God acts that way. That also we cannot think. So Sri Ramakrishna says, ভীষ্মদেব দেহত্যাগ করবেন ষোড়শইয়ায় শুয়ে আছেন. Now, at the after the during Mahabharata war, when Pitamaha Bhishma was seriously injured by the arrows of Shikhandi, and he just fell down. But being a man of wishful death, he had this boon of Ichchamaran. He could die at his will. So what when he was lying seriously injured, he told, "Prepare a bed for me." Now Pitama Bhishma is a karma yogi and a great warrior. So he said, "I have to now lie down till the time I don't wish to die. So prepare a bed for me." And what kind of bed? It was not a that beautiful cotton or this mattress. No, he, being a warrior all along, being a karma yogi all along, he asked, "Prepare a bed of arrows for me, and I will lie down and await my death." So that Sharashaya, Shara is arrow, Shaya is bed. That bed of arrows was created by Arjuna by putting his arrows in the ground, and Pitamaha Bhishma was made to sleep on that. He was taking rest on that. So while he was taking rest on that bed of arrows, uh, what happened? পাণ্ডবেরা শ্রীকৃষ্ণের সঙ্গে সব দাঁড়িয়ে. The Pandavas, beside, in the company of Sri Krishna, they were all standing besides that bed of arrows on which Pitamaha Bhishma he was sleeping. তারা দেখলেন যে ভীষ্মদেবের চক্ষু দিয়ে জল পড়েছে. And then the Pandavas they saw that tears are lying there on that bed of arrows. Tears are flowing from eyes of Pitamaha Bhishma. And they were all wondering. I mean, such a man of great knowledge, one among the gods, in fact, the son of Mother Ganges. A person like him lying on the bed awaiting his death, tears are flowing from his eyes. অর্জুন শ্রীকৃষ্ণকে বললেন, ভাই কি আশ্চর্য. And seeing Lord Bhishma in this condition, Arjuna tells Sri Krishna, "Oh brother, what a wonder. কি আশ্চর্য. পিতামহ যিনি স্বয়ং ভীষ্মদেব সত্যবাদী জিতেন্দ্রীয় জ্ঞানী অষ্টবসুর এক বসু, তিনিও দেহত্যাগের সময়ে মায়াতে কাঁদছেন." Arjuna has not understood the import of the tears flowing from Bhishma's eyes, and he says to Sri Krishna, "Oh Sri Krishna, what a wonder. Look at this grandsire, Pitamaha, who himself, he who is recognized as Pitamaha Bhishma, Bhishma Dev, the Lord Bhishma. Hmm? Satyavadi, who is uh, so much of strict follower of truth, of knowledge, having great knowledge. Jitendriya, who has command over all his senses, who has won over all his senses. He cannot do any reckless thing. He has full control over his senses. Jitendriya, Gyani, a person of great knowledge. Ashtabasur Ek Basu, one Vasus among the Ashtavasu, as uh, indicated in the Hindu mythology. There are 8 Vasus, and Bhishma is supposed to be one of them. That Mother Ganges brought him down as her son. Hmm. Tinio, now is such a great person having got enlightenment, having got ultimate knowledge, the God Himself. তিনিও দেহ ত্যাগের সময়ে মায়াতে কাঁদছেন. Such a great person, even he is crying on the deathbed, getting delusioned. Under the influence of Maya, under the influence of delusion, a man of such great knowledge, such a great person, he is also crying at the thought of leaving this body. He's crying at the thought of the impending death. Oh Krishna, what a wonder! Arjuna is telling him. श्री कृष्ण भीष्मदेव के एक कथा बोलाते তিনি বললেন. And when Sri Krishna narrated this wonderment of Arjuna to Pitamaha Bhishma, Bhishma said, তিনি বললেন, কৃষ্ণ তুমি বেশ জানো আমি সেজন্য কাঁদছি না. And then Pitamaha Bhishma, when Sri Krishna tells, look what Arjuna is saying, that you are crying because of the delusion. The tears are flowing from your eyes, that you are now going to die. You have also come under the spell of Maya. And then Pitamaha Bhishma says this to Krishna, oh Krishna, you very well know. Of course, Krishna knows everything why he is crying. But Krishna wanted Pitamaha Bhishma himself to come out with that answer why tears were flowing from his eyes on the deathbed of arrows. So Pitamaha Bhishma says, oh Krishna, you very well know I am not crying for that reason. He says, আমি সেজন্য কাঁদছি না. These tears flowing from my eyes are not because of that I am afraid of death. No. Or I am under the delusion. No. I am not crying because of that. And then Bhishma tells the answer reason. যখন ভাবছি যে যে পাণ্ডবদের স্বয়ং ভগবান নিজে সারথি. Oh Krishna, whenever I think that the Pandavas, whose Sarthi, whose charioteer is none other than the Lord Himself, তাদেরও দুঃখ বিপদের শেষ নয়. For such Pandavas, there is no end to misery. There is no end to grief. There is no end to sorrows of these Pandavas who have constant company of the Lord Himself. Lord Himself is their charioteer. Krishna is charioteer of Arjuna. তখন এই মনে করে কাঁদছি যে ভগবানের কার্য কিছুই বুঝতে পারলাম না. Then Bhishma says, that is the reason tears are flowing from my eyes. That is the reason I am crying. That even now I have not understood. Even now I have not been able to gauge the ways of God, anything about the ways of God. The Pandavas, whose constant companion is the Lord, for those Pandavas, there have been no respite from misery, sorrows, or other troubles. Their lives have always been in trouble, in spite of God being their constant companions. And thinking about it, I, I'm crying. Thinking about this, I'm crying that ভগবানের কার্য কিছুই বুঝতে পারলাম না. I have not been able to understand the ways of the Lord, the actions of the Lord, how He works. Now, normally what happens? People will always think that, oh, if God is with the devotee will always be in a happy situation. That there will be no sorrow, there will be no grief, there will be no misery. But invariably it is seen that it is the devotees who always have to undergo these phases of grief and sorrow and misery because God gives them these things and God also gives them strength to bear these things. That is the way of God. And Bhishma says we have not able to understand the way of God. That's why the tears flowing from my eyes. And therefore Sri Ramakrishna said that we just don't know what are the ways of God. When answering about the birth and rebirth, he says in God's arena, in God's karma kshetra, everything is possible because we are not able to understand the ways in which, the actions in which God works. So, if so many people have said there is a rebirth, yes, I also believe there is a rebirth, and therefore I believe yes, there is a rebirth. So, that is what Sri Ramakrishna's answer to the Brahmo's question about do you believe in rebirth? Ami শুনেছি জন্মান্তর আছে. That's why, fine. I also accept it. Yes, there is a rebirth. There is a reincarnation. And then, now, Kirtananando Bhakta Sange, that is going to be the next portion of the same chapter that now they're all going to all the audience, all the devotees who have gathered there, they are going to enjoy the joy of kirtan, chanting the name of the Lord. And then the festivities are going to get over, that we will take it up in our next reading. Till then, Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.